Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. What if I tell you that the way we love our children, the way we talk to them, is what limits them? I grew up in Egypt to a very loving family. They were deeply caring but overprotective. Because of that, I learned something very early on. I learned to fear the world is not safe without my parents. I learned to fear failure, to fear that if I could be hurt if they are not there. I was raised as a good girl who achieves high grades, follow the instructions. That praise gave me confidence, but within a small space because something else was growing underneath. Fear, perfectionism, silence. I grew up to be a perfectionist and a shy person. I managed to succeed in my career. I became a doctor, a GP, a pediatrician first, and then a later GP. And I have two wonderful children. I knew my strength, but I also learned my weaknesses. I was successful in many aspects of my life, but I carried limitations. Missed opportunities, lacking social confidence, chose the wrong partner. 15 years later, I divorced. It took me years to feel brave enough to stand on a stage like this. One afternoon, I was walking to the hospital. It was late. I was exhausted, not just physically, but emotionally. Earlier that day, I spoke to one of my close friends. Her daughter just started university. They had a conflict. No abuse, no tragedy, no crisis, just words. Misunderstood words, unspoken expectations and pain, silence grew into distance. When she spoke, something broke inside me. I kept thinking, how did we get there? How can people who love each other deeply end up hurting each other unintentionally? That question followed me all the way to the hospital. And then something became clear. This is not just one family. This is a pattern that I have been seeing for years in clinic rooms, in hospital corridors, in worried parents' eyes, and in a children's behavior. Then I remembered that a boy who is 14 years old, who came to see me with a severe abdominal pain. We did thorough examination, we did all the blood tests, scans, everything came back normal. Until one time I asked him gently, what is going on at home? And he looked down and whispered, I just don't talk to my father anymore. That was it. No disease, no infection, disconnection. And here what science tells us. Chronic stress in children raises cortisol level, affects their sleep, their immunity, their digestion, everything. Long-term relationship stress can literally change the neural pathway. The parent-child relationship is not just emotional. It's biological, it's psychological, it's social. It literally shapes the architecture of a developing brain. And yet, we focus on fixing our children's behavior, discipline, screen time, grades, and we ignore our relationship with our children. That afternoon, walking to the hospital, I realized this is my calling. Not just treating symptoms, strengthening relationships. Because we know when the relationship is healed, symptoms often improve. Today, I don't talk only as a doctor. I'm talking from experience. I'm a mother and a grandmother too. So I combine science with lived experience. And here what science tells us, that when the relationship is strong, children thrives, family thrives. Let me share 3 main principles with you that could change everything. Open, honest communication. No shouting, no confrontational, no lecturing. Listening. When children grow up into adolescence or adulthood, they don't need control anymore. They need understanding. Parents don't want to be left or feel separated or left away, and they want to feel respected. Understanding doesn't mean agreement. It means connection. Number 2, talk with love, not fear. Love is not just a soft word. It's actually the regulating force to the nervous system. It does magic. When we talk with fear, the brain goes into a defensive mood. Walls go up. When we talk from love, the brain feels safe. Bridges form. Authority could create obedience, but love creates influence. Number 3, empathy. Put yourself in the shoes of the other person. Parents need to remember children are growing in a digital, hyper-connected, fast-moving world that was not there for them when they were growing up. And children should remember that their parents were raised at a time when they didn't have the tools that they have today. Empathy closes the generational gap. Walking up that afternoon to the hospital, I realized I was not just treating symptoms. And my job was not just about medicine. It was about relationship, healing the relationship. Because strengthening the relationship, the parent-child relationship, is the most important relationship in life. And healing this relationship shapes families. Families shapes society. Society shapes the generations and the world. So here is my today's message. Relationship between children and parents are the most important relationship in life. Parents will not feel true peace if they are disconnected from their children, and children will never fully thrive if they are disconnected from their parents. We know this, the relationship will one healed relationship can change a family. And one strong family can change a community. And one conscious generation can change the world. And that is the work that I dedicated my life for. Thank you.